Hey gang, welcome to another episode of Real Deal Property Sharks. I'm your host, Jersey Mike. And like I always say, I'm the real deal.
Real deal.
And of course, you know my lovely co-host,
Hi, everybody.
Deborah Face, the face of real estate. Now, you also might notice that Coach Nick is not here today. Well, that's because he's home walking his dog.
He can't see, so.
No, but what we're doing today, folks, we're doing a little bit of a different format. You know, things are starting to, relax now with this coronavirus. A lot of things, a lot of people are still all in a panic.
Right.
You're listening to the news, and everybody has a different opinion. You've been hearing that, right, Deb?
Absolutely. And, everything's opening up, so we're here today to kind of test drive this. We're a little bit, we're not 6 feet apart. However, we are outdoors. Everything's open today. The pools are open. We're in a community. Everything's open. The beaches are open. All the restaurants are starting to open. So we are starting to get back to some normalcy. So we want to be respectful to, people that are still nervous about the COVID situation. But actually, Jersey Mike, who's very funny, is very smart. He's a very intelligent man. He's actually a biologist.
No. I was a biology major in college. And what I'm going to tell you to help you guys out, look, the coronavirus is a real virus.
Right.
But here's the but. You get conflicting reports on TV. People are going back and forth. One person says this, another expert says this. You don't know who to believe.
Yeah.
Okay? You don't know who to believe, and it puts you in a panic. The bottom line is it's a virus. It also what incorporates that adds to, I guess, to the salt in the wound, so to speak, is your immune system. Now, of course, if you're a person, at first they were saying people over 65, they have an underlying condition. Well, that's because that taxes your immune system. Your immune system is like the soldiers that fight off. Like if you take the virus and they're the bad guys, they attack them, they kill them. That's what an immune system does. Now, if your immune system is weakened, like what we call in New Jersey, we call D-squaring, which translates to drugging and drinking. You're smoking packs of cigarettes every day. You're eating junk food.
You're just not healthy.
Exactly. You're not healthy.
So
it's going to attack. Your immune system is going to be weakened. So therefore, when the virus comes into your system, your body's not going to be able to fight it off.
So we're not trying to tell you what to do or anything like that. We just don't want you to be offended by us sitting so close because things are opening up and we're getting back to normal. So we have a great show ahead of us and ahead of you. And Mike, what do you think?
What's
going on?
I'm going to tell you on a funny note, folks, okay? On a funny note. Of course, it's got to be funny. We're not CNN or not Fox News. We're not going to make it boring for you because, of course, it's Real Deal Property Sharks.
It's not going to be boring because look at the beautiful scenery we have behind us, too. If nothing else, it's something good to look at, right?
All right,
what's happening?
Okay, wait a minute. First, I'm going to tell all our viewers out there, here's food for thought. You can write us in and give us an answer, okay? Think about this. If all the face masks worked, okay, why do businesses need to be closed? Okay? Now, if they don't work, why are we forced to wear them? Think about that. Get back to us.
Yeah, that's something to ponder over.
Right. This is how ridiculous it is. It contradicts and everything else. So you think about that.
This is where we're at.
Yes. So
what's funny in the news? What's
okay,
happening?
Here we go. We got to go with the zany stories. Okay, we have to go with the zany stories. All right, and here, let me just look at my notes right here. We have, okay, so in Oregon. All right, now of course I got to reiterate this every show because people, if you're just tuning in for the first time, you don't know me, you don't know Debbie, but you know that on our show we have a research department. Everything I tell you is exactly true.
Because the stories are a little bit crazy, a little bit
right.
out of there.
No, they're a lot crazy, but that's human nature, okay? All right.
You can't make this stuff up.
No, you can't. I can't make it up. I'm an imaginative person, but my imagination isn't that great.
Make this stuff up.
Okay. So here you go. There's a strip club in Oregon, okay? It started out to be the Lucky Devil Lounge. Okay, now, If you watched the previous show, we're talking about how businesses are being forced to shut down, and the owners, especially with a small business, are afraid, how am I going to survive with
You
my
have to be
employees?
creative. You got to come
Resourceful.
up with new businesses. Yeah,
right.
absolutely.
So we mentioned about the lady with the bakery on our last show.
Yeah.
So now this is what this business is. Now, mind you, it's a strip club. Now you figuring, okay, even though you may agree with it or not, but people still work there. You have the bouncers, the bartenders, the barmaids, the women themselves, who are the adult entertainers.
Right.
Okay, but people still have to make a living. Okay, so here you go.
What's the new business?
Here's what they did. No, it's the same business. So they changed the name. It's called Lucky Devil Eats.
Should be Lucky Devil Dogs.
Lucky Devil. Remember Devil
Well, I was
Dogs?
thinking Devil Dogs.
Devil
Yeah.
Dogs. I remember those. And ring dings.
I guess you could be thinking something else.
And
but
yodels.
yeah.
And ring dings and yodels. Yeah. We don't want to talk about that. So, all right.
So how does it work?
So they changed it to the Lucky Devil Lounge. Now, when you drive up to the bar, you stay in your car. You pull underneath a canopy. The girls come out. Okay, you're in your car, windows are rolled up, but they're just going to deliver the food, which they use, I guess, gloves and map. But then they take those off, I guess. I mean, I've never.
He doesn't
been there.
know because he hasn't done it yet. So
No,
he hasn't been
yet.
He hasn't been to Oregon. But you better hurry
Yet.
up because it might be over.
Yeah, well,
before
maybe.
it starts.
So what happens is they come up to your car, and they deliver your food. They have it comes with music. Okay, that comes with music and lights because you roll on it with the lights and the canopy, and they strip.
Wow.
And they dance.
Sounds like dinner and a show.
That's exactly what it is. But it
Wow.
depends. But it depends on what you're eating.
Okay. I wonder what they charge for that.
I don't know, but
And what the menu's like.
I don't know.
Things to think about.
Think about
that
that
make
and
you
write
go,
us. Right,
Okay.
right.
That's crazy. Well, I hope they make a lot of money and I hope everything works out.
Okay, now here you go. Now you see, as you can tell, we're all stir crazy from being quarantined. We're like totally
Oh my God,
bonkers.
crazy.
All right, here you go. Now this is in Utah. Okay, another true story. Utah. You know, especially it's hard for adults to be quarantined. You know, but how do you tell kids you got to stay inside?
Yeah,
and it's a beautiful day outside. You know, they
Right.
want to go in the pool or, you know, or whatever, and they want to go play with their friends, ride their bike, play basketball, whatever.
Right.
But they're told you got to stay inside, especially when you're 5. How do you reason with somebody when they're 5?
You just can't reason with a 5-year-old anyway.
Well-
so never mind, you know, on a regular day.
Here's
What did he do?
Well, here I'm going to tell you. This is how we got so this one day on the main highway in Utah. This Utah highway patrolman is riding on the highway and he sees this SUV going at a high rate of speed, like 70, 80 miles an hour. And it's weaving in and out of
Oh,
traffic.
my
And of
gosh.
course, you know, the trooper, he's going to pull it over.
Right.
Well, he pulls it over, walks up to the door, and what do you think? Who do you think it was driving
It's
the car?
a little kid.
A
No way.
5-year-old kid.
I'll tell you, he must be a huge 5-year-old.
No,
because
actually,
how
he's not.
How he could reach the pedals?
He was
and-
standing up.
Oh my
He was holding on
God.
to the steering wheel and standing up and hitting the
Oh,
brake
that is
and the
so
gas.
Crazy.
So what happened was the Utah highway patrolman almost fell over. He sees a 5-year-old. So he
Wow.
said to the 5-year-old, he says, "What are you
What are you
doing?"
doing?
He goes, "Oh, he's looking tired of staying in the house." He says, "Where do you think you're going in the car like driving like this?" He goes, "I'm on my way to Los Angeles because I want to buy a Lamborghini."
There you go. Well, he's got good
And
taste.
he had $3 in his pocket.
That's
But
so
this
cute.
is the zany stuff
That's
that happens
crazy.
to people.
You know what's funny too is I was reading, you know, read all these like funny jokes and things like that, and they were saying how it's like a role reversal. People our age are yelling at our parents, telling them, "Stay in the house, don't go outside, don't go," like as if you were the kid and your mother was yelling at you to stay inside or go outside. It's like the parents aren't allowed to go outside because they want everybody to stay inside and be quarantined. So it's a little bit silly because we're acting like, you know, the adults and they're the kids. So,
Right.
Yeah. But it's tough. It's tough to stay indoors, and there's only so much, you know, there's only so many games you can play. There's only so much stuff you can do, and so many people.
Right, the
can
parents are
call.
going crazy, like
Yeah,
either
it's
the
crazy.
birth rate or the divorce rate or
Oh,
both.
They're both going up.
You know, kill each other. Well, listen, I'm out of experience it because we have hurricanes down here,
Yeah.
and of course, you know, when you're in a hurricane, you know, you have to stay inside. Okay, that's like only the difference is you have no water, no electricity. And I remember my ex-girlfriend, we were sitting down in my living room in the pitch dark, by candlelight playing Scrabble.
Wow.
Now, if you want to know if you
Well,
get
I think
along
it's a
with...
little bit more dangerous too, because if you go outside, you could get whacked with a tree or a barrel or something. You know what I mean? It's a little bit more. It's like it's dangerous in the form of like instantaneously. It's like, you know, if you walk outside and there's nobody outside,
Right.
you're not going to get the coronavirus. However, a hurricane, it's a little bit more life-threatening at that point in time. So
because you could actually see it. That's right, because you can see it. Yeah. Well,
so,
yeah.
So what else is going on?
So, okay, here you go. Here you go. Now, with the same thing with government where they get involved now, you have all now this is San Francisco. Now this, I almost fell over, okay? I won't say whose district it is, but I'll give you a hint. This person just got a brand new refrigerator and stocked it with 50 different flavors of ice cream.
Oh, wow, nice.
Okay.
What's the address? I can go for some ice cream right now.
I know, right?
It's hot as hell over there.
It is hot, really hot. Well, anyway, in San Francisco, what they did, all the homeless people on the street, they're worried about them, you know, because they might be
dehydrated or whatever.
No. Well, besides that, but carrying the coronavirus.
Right.
So what they did, they're taking homeless people and putting them up in hotels.
What?
I mean, I'm talking first-class hotels. They're getting them alcohol.
I thought the hotels weren't even open.
No, but they're putting them in hotels. They're getting them alcohol. They're getting them cigarettes, and they're getting them weed.
That's crazy.
I swear to God, I know. I'm going to go to that hotel.
What is the point of that? I don't even get it.
I don't know, but they're doing it.
To get them off the street? I mean, it doesn't make any sense.
Right,
That's crazy.
All
okay,
right.
what was the address of that hotel? Because suddenly I feel homeless.
I made a reservation for you. Why don't you go? I made a reservation.
I gotta go.
All right, here you go. Now, here's stupidity at its finest, okay?
God,
this is Los Angeles, in Los Angeles County Jail, right? Now, I guess because, you hear, like, over time, you've heard that, prisoners were being released.
Right.
Because their crimes aren't that severe, overcrowding, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Well, these inmates, this is funny, these inmates at the Los Angeles County Jail got this bright idea that if we get coronavirus, they're going to release us.
Oh, yeah. Maybe.
So they started that supposedly they got a face mask from someplace that supposedly was contaminated with coronavirus. So they're passing it around like everybody's taking like a hit off it, like they're passing around marijuana, okay, trying to breathe to get coronavirus. Well, they did succeed at one thing. 30 inmates got coronavirus.
Did they die?
No, they
geez.
didn't. But here's the funny.
That would have been death row right there.
Yeah, here's the funny part. They all thought, oh my God, we're going to be getting out. We're going to get out early. Guess what? They rounded them all up and just put them to a different jail. They just took them to a different jail and confined them.
Or solitary confinement, which is the one thing I would think that you wouldn't want to go to. So now, but that's again stupidity at its finest.
Right.
This is what happens. Sometimes thinking outside the box isn't always that good.
Right. So anyway, folks, like I said, we don't want to harp on corona because I'm sure you're sick and tired of hearing about it. Guess what? So are we.
So are we.
We watch all the same channels. That's all everybody talks about is coronavirus. So, with that being said, we're going to shift gears a little bit here. Still being zany, okay? I got something. All right, Deb, let me ask you this. In real estate, I know that sometimes, houses, because they're newer, technology's improving, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Now, just off the top of your head, name some individuals, I've seen this on TV, these new faucets.
Oh, yeah.
That you can talk to them.
Like a smart house, and then Delta just came up with the voice-activated sinks and stuff like that. So you say, sink on, or fill up the bucket. And you tell them how much water you want and all that kind of stuff.
Really?
So the technology is just incredible. So there's already smart homes, and those are the technology is like on your phone, and you can see things from afar. If you're in a different state, you can kind of watch your house. You can turn the heat on, the AC or whatever, and you can do all that stuff from your phone. But now it's even more so. Now it's touchless or voice activation, all that kind of stuff. So and this well,
and you
have something that you want to say, right?
No. You might say what your line's supposed to be. And Mike, why do you ask?
Well, that's what I'm wondering.
Well, go ahead.
Okay, and Mike, why do you ask?
I thought you'd never ask.
I actually wasn't.
But
no.
Are you ready for this, folks?
Oh, God.
I have to read. This is exactly true. All right. Scientists at Stanford University have developed what they call a smart toilet. Now, you might ask, what's a smart toilet? All right, you ready? Believe it or not, your anus is like, I know, I almost, your anus is,
Yes, repeat it again.
is like a fingerprint.
Wow.
Okay.
I bet you didn't know that, folks.
I bet you didn't know that.
See?
So what it does
Educational.
is that when you sit on this toilet and then also to the handle, it takes fingerprints. So IDs.
And
so
temperature probably too,
temperature,
right? Yeah.
whatever. It can
Wow.
monitor. So as your normal day of life using the toilet, blah, blah, it monitors your health. Okay.
Wow. I
And
can see that, yeah.
yeah, that has a camera in a bowl.
Yeah.
There's a camera that IDs your butt. You
Wow.
know, so
that's good though, because think about, actually I'm not even surprised,
Right.
believe it or not, because because of the coronavirus. Getting back to the coronavirus, they, you know how on commercials were for having what do you call it? Oh my God, when you go to the bathroom to see if you have oh my God, the cancer.
stools.
I'm sorry, colon cancer.
Colon
You have
cancer.
to go to the hospital, then they gotta, they take a sample on that stuff. Well, so they were having this new thing where you get a package delivered to your house. You go to the bathroom, you put
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
You see
yeah.
that? Okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
think
yeah.
about it, right? You go to the bathroom, you put your stool in there, you send it off, and then they look at it and test it and all that kind of stuff. Same thing. I mean, it only makes sense that they would actually have something where you can do it at the privacy of your own home. And even just a step further, it's actually going to tell you right then and there. You don't even have to send it to the lab or send it to the doctor.
But think of it like this. You think of it like this. One, you could go back and tell who left the toilet seat up
absolutely.
or down.
You know what-
Okay?
you know-
And don't commit a crime with your pants off. Don't commit a crime with your pants off.
Oh, your pants down.
Your pants down.
A lot of times we show houses, and sometimes they're vacant, but the electricity's on or the water's on, and sometimes it's just a home that the people aren't there. But I can't tell you how many times I've taken clients out and they just walk into the bathroom and use the bathroom. Like they don't even ask, hey, can I use the bathroom? They
What a
just do it. They
surprise.
just figure, it's carte blanche. Well, a lot of times if I'm showing a client a house, it may not be a house that I've listed, so I don't know whether the water works or whatever. So I remember one time somebody actually went to the bathroom, and when they went to flush the water, it was probably this much water, so it didn't flush. And it wasn't a good scene, just to let you know. So for those of you out there, if you think you want to go to the bathroom while you're previewing a home, ask the realtor, and if they don't know, don't do it, because that's very
And then it's going to have that's going to have your picture up that this anus is wanted. Wanted. It's going to be the 10 most wanted
I get a
anus.
phone call and they'll be, Deborah, we know it was you and your client because
We have your anus print.
We have a print, a picture, and all the details. And how embarrassing would that be? Because you couldn't.
Wasn't me.
You couldn't say it wasn't me. It's
me.
like, no, it was. I got your picture. Because and actually, when you're sitting on the toilet, it probably has a TV camera or something that just takes a picture of your face too, just in case.
Well, no, they can do it. It's like a fingerprint, Em. You don't have to
I
get your
know.
face. It's like fingerprints. So like I said, just make sure when you commit a crime, make sure you have your pants on and you don't sit down every place
my
because you
God.
left a print.
Tell you, just like the Jetsons.
It's getting crazy
it
out
is.
there. It's
It
getting
is.
crazy.
It's crazy.
Now,
Technology.
Technology. Well, here you go. While we're on the subject of number 2,
It's such a shitty conversation.
I know it is. I
Ah.
know it is. I know, and I feel so
crappy.
crappy.
I know.
Feel so crappy. Well, here you go. Now, if you think it's because I'm from New Jersey and Americans were always like a
He's
little
got
wacko.
dark skin. No, it's not like that.
Well,
tan,
yeah,
right? Italian.
exactly, Italian. Well, believe it or not, in Japan, they opened up this new museum. Okay, it's called the UNKO, UNKO, UNKO Museum.
What does UNKO mean?
Well, go up to any Japanese person and ask them, and you're going to be in
Okay.
for a surprise because UNKO means poop.
Oh my God, it sounds like
It's-
uncle.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
not.
yeah. It's called UNKO,
Oh,
and
wow.
what it is, they opened up this museum dedicated totally to crap.
Wow.
Okay, you ready? You ready? In the first week that it opened, they had 10,000 visitors.
You know why? Because people have to see this to believe it. Because who
I'm
would
telling
really
you.
want to go? I mean, that's just crazy.
Okay, you ready? It's $16 for an adult, and it's $9 per child.
Oh
now,
my
now,
God.
now, You figure you walk in, you're going to see like there's crap all over the place. No, that's not the way it works. If you've ever been, I'm sure if you have kids, you've been to Chuck E. Cheese.
Right.
Okay. You know they have like when they have the colored ball, like all like the colored different little balls that the kids play.
Yeah.
The ball. They call it the balls.
Yeah, Mom, I want to go jump on the balls. That's what they.
Right. Okay. Well, they're all different colors. Well, they have little stuffed turds that are all different colors.
Oh my God.
That it's a pit that the kids play in. Okay.
Ew.
Okay.
Gross.
No. It's all colorful. Like all the seats you sit on in there. If you go down, like you're watching, like.
So what do they take the poop and like crystallize it or something? So
it's not real, Dad.
Oh. Okay.
Oh my God! Jeez. You are really blind, aren't you? It's not real.
Really?
Okay, that's a carpet and drapes issue.
If someone says I don't want a shitty, neighborhood or a crappy neighborhood, I should probably make sure that one of these museums isn't around the area,
Well, no, but what it is that your kids go in, it's like stuffed toys. It's like little.
But it's supposed to look like poop.
Right, that's what it looks
okay.
like, and it's all different colors. Yeah, come on, man.
Okay.
I mean, they're crazy.
Actually, have you ever seen that at the joke store? And it looks like real poop. So it must look like that.
Well, no, that's rubber stuff. This is like it's like what they make like bean bags or something. Like the
soft.
furry, soft.
Yeah.
But it looks like it's in the shape of turds and blah blah blah.
Funny. That is funny.
And then now here's funny. And
people must love it if 10,000 people went.
10,000 people.
And they paid a price to get in. They actually paid to get in to see this. So.
Well, you know what that reminds me of? Back in the 70s. Now, that's showing my age. Back in the 70s, they used to have these shirts that with all these like sayings on them. Well, the one I remember, it says, it says, eat shit. A million flies can't be wrong. So we're getting on. See, we're getting. I think we're not getting corona. It's the heat. We're getting delirious. We're getting delirious, okay? We're getting delirious. But no, but then they have like all the seats in there.
Yeah.
They're not really seats, they're toilet seats, but they're all different colors.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah, you can sit down, right?
Yeah, it just goes to show you can have a museum of anything.
They have microphones so the kids can go up there and yell, Uncle! You go like to send to your relatives that you were there. They have these big giant sculptures of poo.
Yeah.
Of course, they're not real, Deb.
Okay.
Big things of poo, and you take selfies in
soft
front
serve
of it.
ice creams.
No, that's Mr. Softy. I swear to God, we're not under the influence of anything. But after this show, I'm definitely going to have a drink, especially this one. Okay. All right. Now we're going to get more serious.
My God.
Okay, here we go. All right. All right, now. All right, now, I'm going to ask you this. Just show how, now this is, again, going back to the coronavirus. Another true story. Lincoln, New Jersey, okay? In Lincoln, New Jersey, a guy was driving in his car, I guess on I-95, wearing his mask. And if anybody who's put the mask on, I'm sure all of you out there have that when you're breathing with, like, after a while,
claustrophobic.
It's very claustrophobic. And imagine on a long drive straight and you're just breathing. Well,
oh my God.
And the breath comes back to you, and it's sort of like it puts you to sleep.
It's almost like when you're gonna pass out and they tell you to put something over
right.
But that doesn't make you feel like you're gonna
well, no, this guy, he was wearing a mask. Okay, now I got a question for you folks out there. He was wearing a mask. He's sitting in the car all by himself, wearing a mask on a long drive. Well, unfortunately, he passed out, went off the road, crashed his car. The guy got killed.
Oh my gosh!
But they figured out because they saw witnesses say other witnesses saying that.
I've seen people driving with the mask. Why, if you're by yourself, why would you do that?
With that in mind, Deborah, it's funny you should mention it. Because
that would be like what?
That would be like laying in bed all by yourself with a condom on. Having a condom on. Think about it. Think about it. Human nature.
That's nuts.
Human nature.
Well, I think people are just so crazy scared. It's like they're thinking that there's some kind of virus in their car from who? I don't know.
No, I don't know that they're doing it all by themselves.
Yeah,
I mean,
it doesn't make any sense.
They're doing this. Okay, they're just doing. They just want to feel so safe that they're going over it. That's what I was telling all you guys out there. Don't get crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, I wrote this, and I wrote this on Facebook to people. Okay. Now to get to be on a more like just for 30 seconds, a sentimental, okay, or I should say a serious side. There's a poet. His name is Rudyard Kipling, and he wrote a poem called "If." Now I put this on. I'm going to give this to all you folks out there, the gang, all our followers and whatever. The first line of the poem goes like this: "Keep your head while all those about you are losing theirs." So there you go.
Well, it's like don't make, decisions based on fear.
Right.
Fear will always put you in the wrong direction. So you don't want to do that.
Right, exactly. You don't want to do that. You want to keep it. You want to make sure that you are, you're protected. Yeah. You're well informed. I just want to say, because we're going to wrap this up here, because we're almost out of time, but I just want to, because we care about all you people out there. We want you all to stay safe.
We're getting close to being not back to normal. When I say that, it sounds ridiculous, but I mean,
what's normal, Deb?
We're
not normal.
Well, we're definitely not normal, but nothing's ever normal. But just knowing that we are moving forward and things will start getting back to the way it used to be. It's going to take a little bit of time, but hang in there, everybody.
Yeah. So listen, Jersey Mike here. And I just want to say we're going to wrap this up. And like I said, I'll say it on every show. Keep writing us. We do read all the comments. We appreciate you guys tremendously. And hopefully, we can bring you some good information and also just make you laugh a little bit. Okay. So from both of us, Deborah Face.
Your face for real estate.
Jersey Mike.
Yep.
We are out of here.
Bye, everybody. Stay
Peace
safe.
out.
Have fun.